Hello everyone, Thempire here on a very thundery day, but the OCG Times has once again revealed a bunch of new cards for us to take a look at. I'm going to be splitting this up into two videos. This is going to be the one on the new Black Rose support and some of the previous little one-off cards that we hadn't taken a look at yet. And then the next video is going to be the Tri-Brigade and True Draco stuff, so keep an eye out for that video coming very soon. So let's get started. First up we have a new Dominus card, Dominus Spiral, a normal trap card, as they all are. You can only activate the card with this card's name once per turn. If your opponent activated a monster effect in the hand or graveyard this turn, you can activate this card from your hand. Okay, that's pretty easy to do. Target a monster your opponent controls, return it to the hand or extra deck. Then if you have no traps to your graveyard, your opponent can special summon a monster from their graveyard. If you activated this card from your hand, you can activate light or dark monsters effects for the rest of the duel, or you cannot. Okay, so this one compulses, and then it lets them summon from the graveyard. I feel like this one is not particularly good, and then it locks you out of the two most powerful type or attributes in the game, but it only locks you out of 2 instead of 3, which is like that might be something worth considering. I think it looks like eventually we're just gonna have a Dominus for like every combination of attributes or something, like just a Dominus any deck can use theoretically. But I feel like this one's maybe not good enough to consider. I don't know. And a compulse isn't awful, but a compulse that also lets your opponent special summon a monster is kind of rough, especially since it's a can, so they don't have to, so it doesn't work like a DD Crow or anything. And it's like when they activate a monster effect in hand or grave, so like one of the two activation conditions is they do have a monster in the grave. Although usually monster effects that activate in the grave like banish them, so maybe that would help, but I don't know. This one seems not as good as the rest of them, that's all. It's not awful, but it's not as good, I think. Next up, a new Regenesis card. It's the fucking Demiurge, dude. They're getting Gnostic on us. Okay, level 10 Dark Illusion, 25/25, as you might expect. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must be special summon from your graveyard by banishing 2 monsters from your graveyard with 2500 original attack or defense. Okay, so that actually makes it fairly easy to accomplish in Regenesis, but I don't know. Special summon of Regenesis Demiurge only once per turn this way. If this card is special summon, you can target cards your opponent controls or in the graveyard to the number of your banished monsters with 2500 attack or defense. Return them to the hand. Okay, so that automatically is returning 2. That's kind of neat. Monsters your opponent control lose 2500 attack during the battle phase, or your opponent controls lose 2500 during the battle phase only. Okay, so this card is like good, but not what Regenesis needs. Like, it's a fine card. It's perfectly fine. It summons itself pretty easily. All you have to have is these guys in the graveyard. I think you can get 2 of them in the graveyard pretty easily. And then when it summons, it bounces 2 at least, if not more. And then it makes them lose attack points as well, which can make it easier for your guys to get in, which is a problem. Like, the Regenesis cards, like, this is weird because we don't usually talk about like the stats of monsters so much, but the Genesis cards do have problems getting over some larger guys, and this can help them do that. But it doesn't really fix like the fundamental issues of Regenesis, which is that the deck is inconsistent. It needs better payoffs, and this isn't that. I don't know. Whatever. Next up, we have Fusion Recruitment, another one of these Fusion blank cards that they've been making a bunch of. Normal spell card, you can activate a card with this card's name once per turn. Discard 1 card, reveal a Fusion monster in your extra deck. You cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. After this card resolves, except for Fusion monsters. Also add one of the Fusion materials whose name is mentioned on the revealed monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, except the discarded card. Then, if you added a normal monster, you can add a second such monster. You could theoretically use Skull Servant to do this. There are some cards that mention Skull Servant. is this card good? Like, it's not awful. There's the thunder. I just don't really know of a use case for this. Like, obviously you could use it in Hero, but Hero doesn't need another way to search, like, Neos or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what to use this in currently. I just have to see what people do with it. It might just be that, like, this kind of generic spell card isn't, like, very playable anymore. I don't know. Alright, and then we have Wake Cup Maki, as in macchiato. It's level 3 Wind Aqua. Wind Aqua. What an interesting little combination of attribute and type. Flip effect. 1000 attack, 100 defense. You only use the first attack once per turn. You can reveal this card and another flip monster in your hand, especially when both in face down defense position. Okay. Classic. It doesn't have a level restriction on that. So if you have, like, a level 9 flip monster, you can just special summon that shit face down. If this card is flip face up, target a set monster, change it to face up attack position. Okay. Once per turn during your end phase, you can target a set card, send it to the graveyard. Huh. Doesn't have a way to flip itself face down again, but it does have a way to send the set card to the graveyard. Interesting. This is not good because it requires you, like, there's plenty of ways to, I was talking about how you could special summon any level monster from the hand, but, like, there's plenty of ways to special summon flip monsters. If you're going through the trouble of getting a bunch of flip monsters to hand, I think there's better ways to, like, get them onto the field. I don't know. But it is funny that we're getting more Wake Cups. Wake up! Alright, and then we have this. Tragic Twin Threads. Equip only to your monster special from the extra deck. Your opponent's special summons a monster with higher attack than the equipped monster from the extra deck. You target one of them, destroy it. Also the equipped monster. And if you... Destroy it. Also the equipped monster. So you're destroying both. And if you do, you take damage equal to destroyed monster's total original attack. Then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took. Wow, that's really... This is the most complicated way to word this I can imagine. That's crazy. Why is it worded like this? I feel like this is a translation issue. Why it's worded like this. I don't know. So it's kind of a weird, like... It's bad Ring of Destruction. And, like, when I say bad Ring of Destruction, I mean, like, bad modern Ring of Destruction. Which makes it even worse. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so. It is another equip spell you could play in Doom Z, I guess. But I don't think you want to play this. There's got to be a better equip spell than that. Alright, finally, it's Black Rose Dragon time. Let's go. New Black Rose. I'm very excited for this because the Black Rose Dragons are so cool. The Rose Dragons are so cool. All right, Violence Witch. Okay, they're not being called that. There is absolutely no way that they are being translated into English as Violence Witch. There's no fucking way. Level 4 Dark Plant effect. 1100, 1200. You can use the first effect and second effect of this card's name once per turn. If you control Black Rose Dragon, a monster who mentions it, or a plant synchro monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, so this is an extender after you already pop off. Great, awesome. If this card is sent to the graveyard and the synchro monster is on field, discard a card, special summon a plant monster with a 1500 or less defense from your deck. Also, you can special summon for the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except for synchro monsters. Okay, so these are like... Okay, classic problem with Rose Dragon stuff is the separation between the plant part of it and the dragon part of it. This is continuing that trend. I don't know why. Twilight Rose Black Knight. Level 3 Dark Plant Tuner. You can only use the first and third effect of this card once per turn. This card is normal special. You can special summon a Black Rose Dragon or level 4 or lower plant monster from your graveyard, but its effects are negated. Okay. Another extender after you've already popped off. Great. Awesome. Plant monsters you control gain 1000 attack while you control a synchro monster. Sure. You can target another plant monster you control. Increase or decrease its level by And this can get that guy out and extend further, I guess. New Black Rose. Bramble Rose Dragon. That's cool. I like that. That's a nice... I like the art, too. It's a level 7 fire plant synchro. Oh, it's a plant. It's not a dragon. Huh. Requires a plant tuner and a non-tuner. You can only use the second and third effect of this card name each once per turn. Each time your opponent activates a monster effect, inflict 600 damage to them when that effect resolves. And if you do, all face-up monsters they control lose 600 attack. Hello? Rose Garden support? Rose Garden? Rose Garden! Also, it's a fucking tax dragon. That's awesome. Also, we get to add this to the dragons that are named dragon and aren't a dragon. That's also awesome. But yeah, no, fucking tax dragon inflicts 600 damage to them when they activate a monster effect. And then also you make them lose 600 like they're playing against Rose Garden. During the main phase, quick effect, you contribute this card, special summon a Black Rose Dragon for your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. Okay, so it also can just board wipe by just tagging in the Black Rose Dragon. That's actually, it makes it a much more like effective like end piece than just regular Black Rose Dragon. It banishes a card from your graveyard, special summon a level 4 lower plant tuner from your graveyard. So then it also can set you back up after you do the Black Rose board wipe. So that's kind of cool. Hate Rose Witch. I wonder, is Hate Rose, like, is hate a word that the TCG censors would allow? So this is a level 6 Dark Plant Synchro monster. But we do have a level modulation, so we can make a 6 just fine. Doesn't have any requirements. It has the opposite stat line of... Oh, nope, it has not quite the opposite of stat line of the Bramble Rose. It has 1600 instead of 1800. You can only use the first and third effects of this card name each once per turn. If this card is single summon, you can send up to 2 plant monsters to the graveyard, 1 from your deck and 1 from your extra deck. What would we want to send from the extra deck to the graveyard? Also, you cannot touch them for the extra deck for the rest of the turn except for synchro monsters. Okay, so we're locked out of like going into Mazarafi Jasmine or something like that. Or sorry, Aromaseraphy. I don't know why I always say Aromazarafi. Aromaseraphy. Plant monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Okay. If a card in the field is destroyed by a card effect, well, this card in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. So this protects your plant monsters from the Black Rose Dragon effect. This lets you, if this card is in the graveyard, lets you summon it back if you use the Black Rose Dragon effect. That's cool. I think that's cool. And here's a Black Rose Garden, a new... Oh, okay. Black Rose Garden. Continuous spell. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. You can only use the third effect of this card once per turn. When this card resolves, you can add a Rose Dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So that gets you into the dragon part of the deck. Well, I say that, but none of these cards let you search a spell trap. Anyways, face-up monsters on the field become plant monsters. Oh, I see. They're trying to use this card to fix the fact that the dragons aren't plants. If this card is destroyed, inflict 100 damage to your opponent for each plant monster in your graveyard and banishment. Then if it was destroyed by the effect of Black Rose Dragon, inflict 2400 damage to them. Oh, okay. And so this would be after you've burned them some amount with Bramble, I imagine. Are we kind of going for a little bit of a burn win? Kind of, a little bit. And then we also have the board wipe. Okay, hold up. We need to do a little bit of looking. Garden. So, Black Garden... obviously does the attack thing, but yeah, Garden Rose Maiden. Here we go. If this card is special, add a Black Guard for deck or graveyard to hand. Banish a card for your graveyard. Add a target a Rose Dragon monster or a Dragon Synchro in your graveyard. I forgot this card had an effect regarding Rose Dragons. Banish a card from your graveyard. Target a Rose Dragon monster or Dragon Synchro in your graveyard. Special summon it. Okay. But that, since it specifically targets a black garden, there is no, because this one is just black rose garden. There's no, and honestly, that the way this is worded, it specifically grabs black garden, not a black garden card. There is no way to search this card. Like, it's a really cool card, but there's no way to search it. It is at least a searcher for Rose Dragon, but you cannot consistently rely on this card being in the deck, which means you cannot consistently rely on your Rose Dragons being able to make Bramble. There's not like a... Is there a card that searches Rose Dragons? Like spells? Let's see here. This card is in the graveyard, especially on a Rose Dragon. For Red Rose Dragon, if it's Synchro, you can add one Frozen Rose or Blooming of the Darkest Rose from your deck to your hand. Okay. And this one sends a level 4 or higher plant monster from deck to the graveyard. Bramble Rose is the new one. Bramble Rose, or Basil Rose Shoot, doesn't mention anything. Rox Rose. Add a card that mentions Black Rose Dragon. Okay. So Rox Rose, and this does mention Black Rose, right? Yes, it does. It does it right at the end. It mentions Black Rose instead of just Rose Dragon. Perfect. Okay. So Black Rose Garden can be added by Rox Rose. On normal or special summon, and then it adds another Rose Dragon, so it can actually continue a combo. So let's see here. If we're thinking of combos here, Rox Rose can grab us Black Rose Garden. Black Rose Garden effect adds us one of the other Rose Dragons. Hopefully one that can special summon itself. Is there one? Is there not a Rose Dragon that can special summon itself? Are you kidding me? What the... No, if you control a Dragon Tuner, it was just lower down in the list. Okay, if you control a Dragon Tuner or Plant Tuner, you can special summon this card from your hand. Rox Rose is a tuner, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, tuner. Okay, and then that is a 3 and a 4, so you can make the Bramble because they turn into plant monsters thanks to the effect of Black Rose Garden, unless you get Ghost Ogre. This deck is going to be really weak to Ghost Ogre. Because you're not even going to have much to do with this. And then this is just set up for when you do the Black Rose Garden. Like, this doesn't need to do anything anymore, except for, like, once you make Bramble Rose, it doesn't really need to do anything anymore. And at that point, you have your setup, I guess. But then you can't really do anything unless you've drawn into Violence Witch, which then you can extend more. You could extend into Hate Rose Witch and send 2 plant monsters. What are we sending from the extra deck? That I'm really curious about. Is it Garden Rose Maiden? Do they want us to send Garden Rose Maiden to summon back a Rose Dragon or Dragon Synchro? I guess that could be it. Crossroads is a dragon monster. I'm actually wondering if this is decent in the deck. I don't know that it is. I don't feel like you need this card anymore. Like, or if you ever needed it, that is. Okay. I think Rose Garden or Rose Maiden is the one they want us to be using. I want to see if there's anything else. Plant. Probably like a synchro monster. I don't know why it's not showing anything. No results found. That's not true, but okay. All right, whatever. I'll just leave that alone. Surely there's got to be something else besides Rose Maiden, but the fact you can also make Rose Maiden and get the Rose Garden as well. You just won't get it off if you send it by using Hate Rose Witch. Hate Rose Witch does protect plant monsters from being destroyed by the... I don't know if that matters, because, like... I guess it depends on how much extension you're doing. Because, like, as I currently see it, there's a 1-card combo involving Rox Rose. Which gets you into the new Bramble Rose. And Bramble Rose is a pretty good end piece. And then, like, on your next turn, you can do some stuff like... Oh, we're not doing that yet. Like going into Ready Rose or whatever. And then banish a bunch of stuff. But it doesn't really extend you beyond that, so you have to draw into extension like Violence Witch or... No, this isn't an extender. This is a Garnet you're going to have in your deck to work with your extender, the Violence Witch. What about Ready Rose Witch? No, Ready Rose Witch sucks. Okay. So you're really gonna have to just draw in the Violence Witch as an additional card. You can't even, like, if you've already drawn into 2 of your Rose Dragons, you can't even, like, use it to search these guys because they're not Rose Dragons. And then if you draw this card, you have to use it to search the Rox Rose Dragon if you don't already have it. And then you don't have a search to get into White Rose. Dude, this deck sucks. It's like so close, but like it's really clunky. There needs to be like a little bit... Well, wait, hold up. Sorry, never mind. Rox Rose can search White Rose Dragon because it just says a card that mentions Black Rose Dragon, and I'm surely White Rose mentions Black Rose Dragon. Surely it mentions Black Rose Dragon, right? No, it doesn't. Are you kidding me? It doesn't mention it. You can add Basil Rose Shoot instead. And that doesn't do it because you need to have a Rose Dragon in hand or graveyard to make with it. But you can add one of the plant extenders, the Violence Witch, or Twilight Rose Black Knight, which could at least get you into Bramble Rose, because Violence Witch is an extender, and it does mention Rox Rose mentions Black Rose Dragon, so it's a monster that mentions it. So you can at least get Bramble Rose Dragon on the field if you have to start with Black Rose Garden. So that's 6 1-card starters in the deck. Well, in Violence Witch can just be normal summoned. It does work on normal summon, right? Wait, No, its extension effect is only when it's sent to the graveyard and a synchro monster's on field. Whoa, oh man, I forgot that it doesn't just like do that. So this doesn't work as a starter at all. It only works as like an extender. I don't even know if we can play like Twilight Rose Black Knight, because like when are we going to use it? Well, hold up. If you use... Okay, so if you go Rox Rose, grab... Do we even want to... Actually, now that I'm like looking at this, the way I'm having to reconceptualize this deck, I don't even know... Do we want to play White Rose at all? This card is sent to the graveyard as a single material. You can send a level 4 higher plant monster from your deck to the graveyard. I don't think I care about that. So instead of that, we go Rox Rose. Rox Rose add black. Oh wait, if you want to get Black Rose Garden off of Rox Rose, we do need to have a Rose Dragon to search. So White Rose Dragon is important for that. So we have like one White Rose Dragon as like a Garnet for that situation, and then one Violence Witch as a Garnet for the other scenario. Ugh, gross. And then if we have Rox Rose or Black Rose Garden, we can get into this one card combo where we end on the Bramble Bramble Rose Dragon. If we have to go Rox Rose, we end on Bramble Rose Dragon and maybe something else if we've also drawn the one of Violence Witch, or maybe we play 3 Violence Witch. I don't really like that though. It is an extender though. I don't know. And if we go the other way around, we use Rox Rose to go into, or we use the Rox Rose effect to grab Violence Witch, because we've already got the Black Rose Garden on the field. That's how we got the Rox Rose. And then we use the Violence Witch effect once we send it as synchro material to grab Twilight Rose Black Knight onto the field, and then its effect will get back Violence Witch. Wait, hold up. Yeah, not a tuner. Perfect. And then we can use this to go into Hate Rose Witch or the Garden Maiden. And then we can go from there. Okay. So we can, with okay consistency, make the Bramble Rose Dragon and maybe also Hate Rose Witch, depending on which one card combo we draw and whether we draw extension. That's kind of rough. It's a lot better than it was, to be fair. Like, let's like put that out there. Although, you know, obviously the Rose Dragon was like a pretty decent, just like little advantage engine for a while. Like, this makes it more cohesive as a deck that actually does something. I'm just a little concerned about the amount of Garnets it's requiring us to play, the amount of consistency it has. I don't know. We'll see. That's it for this episode. Check out the next one in a second, where we talk about the True Draco and Tri-Brigade support. And I'll see you in there. Bye-bye. Let me know what you think of these down below. Bye-bye. Hey there. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment, and maybe share the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in the credits here. For just $1 a month, you too could find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Fleakill, Haru Hayes, the Almighty Ferret Lord, and Fire Mizumi. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye.